So next we're going to cover Best Buy. Best Buy in Canada accidentally started selling Xbox Ones for $45. And I know Bill's going to have something to say.
Go nuts, Bill!
What the fuck happened to Best Buy?
They've gone down a hill. I know that for a fact. They have really gone down.
Okay, first off, Best Buy, screen your fucking employees. Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that somebody walked up to your counter? They bought this shit from you, direct. Somebody in your service. Listen, I don't mean to cost somebody their job, but you'd be fucking fired. If I have somebody come up to the counter with a laptop computer, with an Xbox, with a PlayStation, with a motherfucking VHS player, and you ring it up and it says $45 and you scan it through
Online.
online
This was online.
and it was still sent to them.
Yep.
So that means, okay, now, nope, I got a whole new issue now. That means that your online service, who's in charge of looking that over? Who's in charge of being like, yeah, there were so many transactions that went through? Because before you send a product through the mail, do you not look at some sort of order sheet? Do you not see that the order sheet right there in front of you says customer at 5524723 fucking purchased Xbox One for $45? You didn't notice that? Nobody noticed that? Not one fucking person? How many of these got out the door? How many people sold this?
They said that almost all of the
Undisclosed, right? Let me guess.
They said a few actually got it.
They said that almost all the orders were canceled, but a lucky few made it to pick theirs up.
So it could be like a handful. Could
Probably about anywhere between maybe two to five, maybe.
So I guess they caught it. Congratulations, Best
Wow.
Buy.
But they still lost money on however many went there to pick them up. That is what at that time were they still selling them for $500?
I don't know. It might have been the one. What's that Connect?
So how much money? They just lost hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, this is people ordering
But
online.
technically,
So
depending on how many they lost, they just lost thousands. 4 consoles. They just lost $2,000.
You know why this thing says a few? You know why they won't disclose the
Because
information of how
there's
many they
there's
lost?
probably more than a
Because
few.
they're gonna look dumb as shit. Because they already look dumb as shit.
The fact I actually read this.
Do you not proofread your shitty site?
When I read this, and I heard about them selling selling Xboxes for $45. I was like, well, shit. Should have held
it's like,
off.
why the fuck is that not here in America?
Well, I should have held off, man. I would have bought it for $45.
Somebody should have told me that shit. I'd have been online, bought 3 of those motherfuckers.
Fucking at that price, hell yeah.
And then if they'd have called me and been like, oh yeah, these are actually $500, I'd be like, fuck no, they ain't.
I already
Check my credit card. I only spent $45.
Now wait, wouldn't the ones in Canada, would they still be like all region, or would they be region locked?
Canadian games are really no different from our games. They
Okay.
speak English. I mean, they speak English and French up there, but
So it would
for the
be
most
all-
part, our games are about the same. I mean,
So it probably would be like a one region or all region. So
I know I don't know about the Xbox One, but I don't think the PS4 is region locked, is it?
Well, since I always have a story about Best Buy, let's add one here.
okay.
Another screw up by Best Buy was that we went to buy some movies one night. And we bought 4 or 5 movies. And then Shane bought 4 or 5 movies. And when we got home, I asked Shane, I was like, how much money did you spend? And he was like, 26. And I was like, what? You got more movies than I did. And he was like, yeah, I know. They gave them to me for free. And the dumb broad that scanned the items out didn't notice that he was going home with that many movies. 2 of them costing not nothing. I think one of them was undercharged at like $5, a brand new movie, and the other one, we've always made a joke out of it. He got Dragon Ball Evolution for free. Because I was telling him, I was like, we need to buy that so we can go home and make fun of it. And he's like, I don't want that fucking gay-ass movie. I don't want to spend $1 on that gay-ass movie. And luckily, he didn't spend $1 on that gay-ass movie. Best Buy gave the shit to him for free without even realizing it. They scan the movies one at a time. There's a big fucking blue screen that says the numbers right on it. She had to be like, beep, no money, acceptable. Beep, $4, acceptable. Beep, $24.97, acceptable. Are you a rewards member? Am I dumb as fuck?
For me, I'm glad you're dumb because I'm getting fucking cheap.
And of course, this dude said nothing. He was like, that sounds reasonable.
I'm sorry. I always say this. When people give you free shit, you always take it. That was free shit, plus I only had to spend like $20-something. That was reasonable. I didn't even say shit.
It blows my fucking mind.
You never say anything.
And don't believe that this is the only company out there that I'm having issues with. Walmart's pissing me off, too.
Walmart released the stuff before the street day.
Walmart sold me a burned DVD, a blank DVD, in a Final Fantasy Advent Children Blu-ray case. And then when I took it back, they said, now how do we know that you didn't put that DVD in there? So since I got nothing, I gave it to Shane.
You gave him the blank disc?
Yeah, I waited for him to wake up, and I was like, here you go! And tossed it at him, and he was all excited.
I was like, really, guy? Thanks. And then I opened it up like, dick!
That's not the only time that's happened.
But what happened with that one game that,
remember also when I bought that
Art Fantasy, or what is it?
I bought another movie from Walmart one night, and it was ridiculous. I can't remember what it was. It was a movie that I was kind of looking forward to seeing till I opened the movie. And instead of the actual movie being in there, there was some black dude called the Soccer King who was hitting a soccer ball with his head. So I took it over to the front of Shane's door and put it down so when he woke up he'd find it. And he came out and he was like, dude, what's this? Because it was some movie that we were waiting to see or something. I can't remember. And he picked it up and opened it and he was like, that's not supposed to be in there.
I say that stuff at work a lot of the times.
Bill bought a game from GameStop for his Wii, and he bought it, and he came home, and he just wanted to play it, and then when he opened it, there was no game.
Why do they fucking do that? Why did they take the fucking game out of the case, put it in a paper sleeve, put it in a drawer, and charge me full price for a game that is already opened?
I don't know.
There has to be a fucking reason. And if you tell me, because people are stealing everywhere. Get fucking glass cases.
I know a reason that GameStop will say, and that's to put out a copy to show that we have it. But the fact is, if we wanted to do that in the first place, they would have given us maybe like a displayed copy to use instead.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is, why do you need to put a game out there?
No, just
on the floor or anything. When you guys get brand new games in, you put them behind you.
We put most
on the
of them.
shelf, yeah, indicating that you have it. And if not,
Most
like
people?
a billboard saying that for I don't know, for Destiny. People don't know that Destiny comes out on September 9th. They go in there and they see a sign that says now available. They could be like, oh crap.
Not everyone sees it. Some other people just go right by and go to the wall and look for the game.
If you hang it right in front of the door,
they will still miss it.
Yep.
I know people that work at Best Buy that somehow missed the giant sign that said, Bravely Default, sold here. And the dude was still like, Bravely, what? I've never heard of that movie.
don't work in the game department. Dude, wasn't it Nick that, or wasn't it somebody else that wanted to get a game? And they asked. Well, Nick did ask about Tales of
Tales of
Symphonia Chronicles, and he's like, "Well, here it is." Like,
No,
that's Tales of
no,
Exillia.
no, that was me.
Oh.
The last time we went there, Nick was like, "You want me to give you another Best Buy story?" And I was like, "Oh, please do." So he went over, he looked across the games, and found Tales of Symphonia. Picked it up off the wall, and then went over to the help desk. And he said, "I'm looking for Tales of Symphonia. Is that even in the store?" And the lady looked it up on her computer. And she said, "We don't sell that in store." And he says, "That's interesting." And he laid it on the counter and walked away. Know your fucking inventory.
They don't hire people. They hire anybody.
They must.
Yeah.
They don't hire anybody with retail experience. And depending on what department you're working at, because they've got nowadays how Best Buy is now, you got your computer section for your laptops, your tablets. You got to have somebody back there that should know the shit.
You think so?
Then you got your
But
appliances.
you'd be wrong.
You got your appliances for like your house, like refrigerators, stoves. They got that over there. Somebody working in that department needs to know what they're talking about.
Camera section.
Camera section. We're Samsung. Is it Samsung that has their own section there for like their iPads and shit like that? I don't know. Then you got your cell phone place for people who work in there. They got to know about cell phones.
You'd think so.
And then if you have people working in the game section or the movie section, even if it's just, stocking the shelves or whatnot, you need to know when shit comes out or if you have it.
Now, if you ask somebody who probably just put it on the shelf, they'd know.
Yes.
They should know their areas. Period.
That's like me going to work and
There's no reason
me not knowing
that they should put a person in an area if the person knows nothing about that area. And then, if they do, it should only be because the other people didn't show up. They had no choice but to put you there. So you ended up there. I'm sorry, that's not your fault. It's not your fault that you have to look like a fucking moron. But if you're a fucking moron and you know absolutely nothing about movies, they shouldn't put your ass in the movie section.
They really should. That's why technically when they come
The
up.
last 2 times I went there were people looking through their movies, and they asked the person there. I'll never forget. The last time this happened, somebody asked right in front of me. They were like, "I'm really thinking about this Superman, but I mean, is it really better? Is it really better?" And they asked an employee, the employee in the movie section. They were like, "Is the Blu-ray Superman any better than the DVD Superman? I mean, does it really make a difference?" And the dude was like, "I don't know. Never seen it." And even if I'm willing to give him that, he's never seen it. It's a Blu-ray. If they can make 1931 Dracula look a little bit better, they can do it with a 1970s film.
And, I mean, I can understand, like if somebody came up to me and asked me a question about a movie I had never seen, I'd be like, well, listen, I haven't seen every single movie they've ever made.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I can't help you with
Yeah.
that. I mean, the movie you're asking me, I've never seen it. But I can recommend you some movies.
Right.
Or game-wise, I've never played every game there is, but I can recommend you some games. Like, I had it to a point where, God, where was I? I know it happened to me at once. I was at Best Buy or Walmart.
Shocking.
Can't remember.
Shocking.
And in the wintertime I wear my buttoned-up shirt.
They thought you were the employee.
They thought I worked there. And they came up to me and asked me questions. And I'm just sitting there, answering their questions. But I'm like, listen, I don't work here, but I can help you.
Yeah.
I probably know more than these guys do.
Actually, that happened to me one time when I stopped by Kmart, and I had a red shirt on. And it's like, oh, you must be working at Kmart. No.
Normal
No.
people don't wear red shirts.
Well, here's the thing. I went to Walmart in Morton after work, and some dude came up to me and asked me, he was asking me where the Xbox Live cards were. Now, understand, I just got off work at CAT. So I clearly am not dressed in Walmart attire.
Oh, yes.
I'm dirty. My clothes are tore up. I work. I don't care what I look like at work. And he came up to me. I'm like, yeah, man, right over there. Like, yeah, I can help you better than the employees that work here. I know more about this shit than they do. If we opened up our own retail store that had movies, video games, computers, and shit, we could really actually put Best Buy and other places out of business.
I've considered it. That's not a joke. I've considered it. I've thought
Walmart
about
is
looking up what it takes to get into that type of business, like buying and selling like games and movies and things like that, and get in contact with some distributors and whatnot. I've actually considered doing it before.
I would help you.
I'm into that stuff. I know my movies. I know my games.
And
if I don't know it,
I'll
I'll find the answer for you. If I have to sit on my computer for the next 2 hours looking up random crap to figure out what it is that you want to know, I'll figure it out.
So I'd help you out with that. Quick cat to work at a, to help out to do that, because we could put Best Buy out of business. I don't think we could ever put Walmart. It's too big of a conglomerate.
If I would to join up in that, I'd be getting a hell of a lot more hours than I am right now.
Oh yeah, because depending on how many people that you actually hired, everybody would get more hours. Except we'd all get 40 hours easy. And then you have people working in certain sections. Like, okay, I gotta have people at the register. I gotta have people. Okay, if you know a lot about computers, get back there in case people have questions about computers. You know about games. Get in the game section. Movies. You're in the movie section.
I'm telling you, one of my requirements for my store, and I don't see why it's not for them. All these stores have like smartphones and like tablets and whatnot. So if you come up and you're like, "Hey, I need to know about this," they can find it in the store, or they can figure out who made it or something like that. One of my job requirements, I would tell you straight out, I'd be like, when you're not working, if your job is game section, I want it to be a part of your job to figure out what's going on in the gaming world. If you work in my movie section, you need to go out of your way when you're not busy
and figure out like the DVD releases and Blu-ray releases.
When are things coming out? Educate yourself in the field that you work, because it makes you look more professional. It'll bring more people in my door. It'll get you more money.
Yeah.
But that's another problem, and that's not the people's fault. That comes down to being Best Buy's fault.
Well, because
Best Buy ain't sharing with nobody.
When I interviewed years ago, when I interviewed for GameStop, the guy who interviewed me asked me how much I knew about games and stuff. Told him I'm good with dates. I can tell you, you tell me a game comes out, I'll tell you what time when it comes out. I don't even need to look it up. I know games. I can help. I've had people, when I worked at GameStop, I had people come in and ask me questions. I was able to help them. And then they came in and asked stupid questions. I was like, what the fuck?
That happens that still happens there. That still happens there.
I was like, in the age of information, you still are asking dumb questions? I mean, how hard is it to walk around? I mean, I don't know about GameStop, but like, how hard is it for like these retail stores to walk around with a tablet? Fucking Verizon does it. Verizon walks around with a goddamn tablet.
If you don't have a tablet, most people have a smartphone.
Yeah.
And even when they're not supposed to be on their phone, they're on their phone at work anyway. So,
and
if
you
nothing
can make
else,
you can make that part of their job. Change the store policy. So.
Yeah, I would make it a plus. I wouldn't tell people, don't be on your phone. Don't let me come over here and catch you on your phone. I'd be like, if I catch you doing nothing, I'm going to have a problem. If I come over and you're looking up movie releases on your phone, that's fine.
If you're helping a customer and you're on your phone, you're fine. If you're over there fucking playing Angry Birds. If
you're watching IGN reviews on like new systems, new TVs or something that's coming out, that's fine. Because that's part of your job. You need to know what you're talking about, because if you don't know what you're talking about, I look like a fucking moron.
Because I hired you.
Because when people come bitching, they're not going to bitch about you. They're going to bitch about me. They're going to come up and be like, what the fuck? Blah, blah, this guy. Stupid kid, this thing. Dumb moron over here. And I would be like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I hired him. Yeah, I put him in the game section. Yeah, I know he doesn't even know what a Nintendo is. I'm sorry.
That would be shocking.
My fault.
Yeah, but that sounds like Best Buy right there.
Yes,
But
it does.
I went to Best Buy. Yesterday looking for a laptop, and I'm gonna get a laptop hopefully tomorrow
Right.
when I go back out there, because I will go back out there. And I looked around in the laptop section, and I'm gonna tell you something. They only had one guy working back there. One guy. He had to help. He was helping out with another customer. Had to help him out, rang him out. Then I saw that there were people standing at the counter. I had to help them out. Then he was able to get to me. But I wasn't in any rush because I looked around like, this dude is by himself doing everything.
Right. Give him his time.
And I'm like, okay. Then when he finally got done, he came over and asked me what I was looking for. I'm like, I need to know. I'm just curious. What is the best laptop you guys have in store right now? He's like, what are you looking for? I'm like, it can be for gaming, editing, anything. I want to be able to do it all. And he's like, these two laptops that you're looking at.
What'd the dude look like?
A bigger guy, older than most people, working in the computer store, computer section. I would say he was probably maybe in his 40s. Bigger guy.
I'm wondering if it's the dude that I talked to get my laptop, because there was one dude there who I talked to him to get my laptop, and he was, competent.
Yeah. So I asked the guy.
Caught my attention. Doesn't happen very often at Best Buy.
He asked. I asked him. So I asked him. What are your best laptops? He's like, the two that you're looking at right now, best two we've got in store. And I'm thinking, well, they are the most expensive. Is that the reason why they're the best? Most likely, yes. The more.
But that does happen too, where they'll be like, "It's this," and you'll be like, "Why is it this?" And they'll be like, "Because it's expensive."
Oh, I'm gonna tell you something. The laptops I was looking at, they had them locked because I could just look up the specs on them to get because the little cards that they put out on the display thing where it says where it has the price and it tells you a little bit about what's in the computer, but it doesn't tell you everything. You used to be able to go on the lap because I always had the laptops on, and you used to be able to go over there and check the specs, see what the computer's got. Well, the computer I was looking at, the computer I wanted to buy, was locked. I needed a password. I'm like, oh, did you guys do that so I can't look up the specs? I want to know what I'm going to buy. Because this is expensive. This is a $1,300 laptop. I mean, it better have every fucking thing I need.
Just buy it.
No. But, and so I was like, okay. So I went online. Age of Information. And I went to their website because their website does put out all the information. And I found the laptop I was looking at, and I scrolled down, and I was reading, like, okay, that's what I'm looking for. That's all I needed to know. And now I just had to make my decision on whether or not I want to spend $1,300 on a laptop. Which I have to. The laptop I have now is literally going to shit. There's not much I can do about it. It's dying. It's a dying laptop. It's a Samsung. It doesn't surprise me. Samsung makes decent phones, not good computers. And their TVs are alright. They should stick with the phone game.
So overall, Best Buy
Needs to.
is kind of effed up.
You need to screen your people better.
Not only the people,
Yes.
but what you put out there for people to see for sale.
If I was interviewing you, Scott, for a job at my store selling nerdy stuff that nerdy people like game. Movies are not for nerds, okay? Everybody likes movies.
Yeah.
Gaming, or we can even get into the anime and the manga business too. You can have a section of that. You can make the store a nerdy store. We can call it Nerdtopia. Okay? And fucking
Can we copyright that? Nerdtopia?
I don't actually know if that's actually anybody's ever used that, but I don't know. You could call it that, and you can have every fucking nerdy thing that nerdy people like, because there's actually a lot of nerds out there, and there are people out there that you wouldn't think is a nerd, but actually are a nerd. Found that out at work. People that knew Dragon Ball Z that didn't think would know Dragon Ball Z, but knew it. And you could sell stuff, because I promise you, people will come. But if you want to be a professional store and act professional, you had to hire people that know what they're talking about. So I'm interviewing you. And I don't know. I'll be like, so what what do you like? Well, if I had to put you in any section, what section would you want to work at the most? And you're like, well, I want to work in the anime section. I'm like, all right, what do you know about anime? Break me down. Give me some animes. And if you, I don't know, talk about fucking SpongeBob or fucking anything, or fucking Spider-Man, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Or if all you know is Naruto, if you're like, Naruto is the greatest anime that was ever made, and it's the only anime I watch, and it's the only one you should sell.
I'd be like, you're not going to the anime section. Because Naruto, yes, is an anime, correct. It's not the best anime. It's not the only anime.
Yeah.
I can recommend you 10 animes that kick Naruto's ass. But you need... So then I would ask...
If I can ask you what Basilisk is...
And you'd be like, well, that's a show about two ninja clans fighting over control of the area. Fucking... I can tell you... I can name you the people who fought them. I can't... I have to rewatch it to get everyone's name right. So
you can't say that just because one person knows one thing, you know, that
I
they
would
don't
have
know
to-
something
I would
else.
ask-
You'd have to, but you gotta be well-rounded. You can't go in there like, yeah, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z.
That's amazing. So did I. Now, I watched an anime called My Girlfriend is a Mermaid. Tell me about that. I'm going to give you extreme animes. I want to know how deep, how much you really know. Tell me, have you ever seen that anime? Tell me what it's about. And yes, it is about a guy whose girlfriend is a mermaid, just like
Yes.
the title said. But give me some details about it. I want to know.
And then the guy you interview just starts explaining The Little Mermaid instead.
That'd be awesome.
I'd be like, oh yeah? Congratulations, I grew up on Disney too, and I know the little fucking mermaid is. Alright, you're not working in anime. I know you want to work there, but you're not. Let's try games. What do you know about games? And then they'd be telling, and then they'd be like, well, I play Halo, and? Wow. Okay, and? Well, I play a lot of WoW. You're not working in games.
You were going to the register.
You watch movies? No, you play WoW. All right, register. You go. You should be used to a computerized thing. You play WoW. But no, I would. It sounds like a dick move, but it's how, if you want the right people to work in the right departments, you've got to hire the right people, and you've got to screen them better.
Screen them, figure out what they know, and put them where they belong.
Ask them ridiculous.
I think a big portion of it now is that there is no screening process. They get someone to do the job, done.
Because
that's it. They just need somebody to work because
management.
they need to make money.
It's management that does the hiring, and management doesn't like to interview people.
No,
Nobody
that's true. They don't
likes to
anymore.
interview anybody. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And to get it over with, they ask you questions. Why do you want to work here? That's like the biggest fucking question they ever ask. Why do you deserve this job? Or why do you want to work here? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And then you just give them some bullshit.
And
there's the fact that there are actually courses out there on how to pass job screenings where they're like, just go in, shake the hand, say this, throw down some bullshit, walk away, new job.
Yeah.
And those classes work. They're not bullshit, they work.
All you gotta do is lie. When I got this job at Caterpillar, do you really think I want to be here forever? Fuck no. I lied to get the job because I needed a job. They asked me some questions, I told them what they wanted to hear, and they gave me the job. Now I've been stuck there 6 years. Not a lot I can do right now. But that's what I'm getting at is anybody can bullshit. And that's what they do. They just lie out of their teeth so they can get a job. Because nowadays you need a job, and with unemployment rates high, you gotta have a job and you'll take whatever you can get. So you lie. So Best Buy hires these people, and I'm gonna go to Best Buy tomorrow. I could probably get irritated with somebody. I can go and ask them, I'm looking for this. Do you sell it in store?
No. Okay,
I'm
then here it is.
No, I would do it. I would hold the game like this on my chest. Like, I'm looking for so-and-so. Do you guys sell it in store? And they look it up like, oh, look. No, sir, we don't sell it in store. I would go find the game.
Like, you should probably take this out of here.
Yeah, you guys don't sell this game.
Yeah, that's what
Nick did,
what Nick did. He found the game before he asked for it, and then they looked it up on their computer. And their computer told him that none of those games come to store; they can only be bought online.
Which tells you that whoever's keeping inventory on the online inventory is not doing their job. There's no communication.
I know when I have to look up our category for a customer, if I see it listed at another store nearby, I tell them. But then again, I'm also supposed to tell them that we have available online to order for them if they want to do that route.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is
when
fine.
I go into the East Peoria GameStop, I ask for a game. I'm looking for a game and they don't have it. First thing I ask for, can you guys tell me which store around here has it? If they tell me there's no store around here that has it, I'm like, okay, now I know you guys don't have it. But then
there are things about GameStop, for as much shit as I give them, there are things I really appreciate. If I go in and I say I'm looking for something and I get the right employee, he will be like, hold on a minute. He'll look it up, the closest one in the area, and then he'll tell me, if you want,
I can call them
and make them ship it here.
Or, depending on how far it is, I've had it to where like I can call them and have them put it to the side
and hold it for you.
And I was like, do that because I'm on my way over there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's
dog shit.